Hey there everyone, this is Brad, aka MegaTrain, and been a couple days since I've recorded an episode, but that doesn't mean that I've been totally idle. Let me show you a few of the things that I've done. Um, I grew a couple of mushrooms. I actually like the look of the giant brown mushrooms there, and I kind of spaced them just right. I am getting quite a few of different sets of animals here. I've been breeding my chickens, and I got some pigs. And once I got the pigs, I started breeding them together. I isolated them over here. There's a little ocelot hiding back there. I've been breeding my sheep as well. I've got 8 right now, and that's exactly the right number of starting sheep that I need. One of each primary dye color. So red, yellow, blue, brown, black, green, and then a couple of white is basically gives me my starting points for all the wool colors I'm going to need, and I just start breeding those against each other, and that gives me all my other wool colors. So I've been breeding some of these guys as well. So I've got all of my different animal categories. I definitely need to do some more work, maybe as far as giving these guys a little bit larger area, reorganizing it a little bit, making it more efficient. I did make some improvements to my my everything farm. I did have someone point out to me that, in fact, what I'd heard about this row with the falling water was not correct, and after some testing was able to confirm that. So I added a row of dirt here and crop, and I replaced all the torches with jack-o'-lanterns. So let me go ahead and harvest this just to remind you what that looks like. And while that water's all coming down, I'm going to collect some of my melon and my pumpkin. Okay. What I want to do today, though, is rebuild my tree farm. You'll notice that I actually took out all of the different trees that were in here. I just kind of felt it was a bit cluttered and kind of a mess. So I don't know that it's really all that much cleaner, but I was going to put my my farm up off to the side, and I'm going to actually do it over this direction here. And so I've got some dirt and some birch planks. Match my color scheme. So the design I'm going to use here is one I kind of worked out myself, and what I'm doing is I'm leaving room. Oops. That was not what I wanted. I'm leaving room for a water channel collection system. Now I'm not actually going to put that in today because ironically I don't have enough wood. So I'm going to kind of outline it. I'm going to put in the dirt where I'm going to actually be planting the saplings, and we'll go from there. So the level of the water is actually going to be the level of the base platform, so I'm going to leave that the way it is. Right one above that is going to be the level that the water is running, and so one above that is where the level I'm actually going to be doing my planting. So let me make sure I leave myself enough room on the end here. So 1, 2, 3. Alright, so basically I'm going to leave myself enough room on the end for any of the saplings off of these trees to fall and be collected in the water. My tree lines are basically going to be 13 across. Let's see if I'm measuring this right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And each of the different tree types is going to be used a little bit differently there, because some can space closer than others. Alright, so the line of dirt is 13 long. I need a gap of 4 between each row of dirt. And because the different tree types, they don't like to intermingle their leaves. So you've got to leave them enough room so they won't have to do that. Or at least so that the leaves of one type don't interfere with the growth of the trunk of a different type. Alright, so let me come back and show you guys what this is going to look like. Fast forward the build here. Alright, so my different saplings can be planted in different rates. Well, let's put these in here first. My oak saplings can be planted all the way across. My spruce saplings need 2 between every one. That's why I did exactly 13 wide, so I could get 5 of these in here. Same spacing is required for my birch saplings. Two, 3. Some torches in here. And that's got a torch next to it already. And finally, jungle saplings. I was kind of surprised to find. You can plant these guys right next to each other, just like you can for oak. And they will grow up into a nice solid block of wood. So the plan I've kind of worked out here doesn't have an explicit location for any giant jungle trees. And if these guys grow the way that they were growing on my test world, I shouldn't have any problem at all with plenty of jungle wood. And a little bit easier to harvest those than it would be to harvest the big ones. Alright, so let me bring you back and show you what I've accomplished so far. I harvested quite a few of my birch saplings, or my birch trees, so that I could actually get enough wood to do this. So basically we've got an 8 wide platform with a channel in the middle, and then another 8 wide platform here. Everything is going to flow from this edge into the channel. And pretty flexible design. You can make it as long as you want as far as how many rows of trees you have. I've seen some other designs on the web, on YouTube, that do different things that have it crossways, and so it always has to be a multiple of 16 or something, but this doesn't have those problems. So really all I have to do is put the water in and get this center channel working the way I want, and then we'll have a fully working farm. It's pretty clear that I do need to put a cap over the oak trees so I don't get any big ones. Not only are they going to be harder to harvest, but they've actually encroached quite a bit into my spruce trees. There are two of these that won't grow at all no matter how much bone meal I give them, because of the oak trees being in the way. That's using up a bunch of bone meal. So I'll be back. I have finished my center channel collection mechanism here. It's got just a single source block of water, and if I show you what it's going to do here, basically runs for 7 blocks and drops you down, and runs for 7 more blocks and drops you down, and finally runs for 8. And there's a little collection point here with a ladder that we can get out, and that's where all of our stuff is ultimately going to gather. So all I should need to do is run down the edge and get these hoops. So basically this is my final design, completely filled out. Kind of put some torches on the edges and a few things like that, but pretty much done. And let me do a harvest cycle and see what I come up with. Hey there, I wanted to follow up with a few comments about kind of what I found using it. As you can see, I've used it quite a bit and got quite a lot of my different varieties of wood here. it became pretty clear pretty quickly that having this bar above the oaks is pretty important, so that you don't get those side branches. And that is actually up at the 9th block. So there's 8 blocks of air. Well, there's the saplings, there's 7 blocks of air, and then above that there is half slabs up there on top. The spruce, you could cap those two. Those are the only ones remaining that you have to jump to get the top couple, so might be worth, but there's few enough of those that it's worth the extra effort to get the last couple blocks because there's less of those. These guys are pretty good because they're always they're never too tall. You don't never have to jump up to get the top blocks, but again, they can't be growing close together. The jungle trees, there's really a few ways to go about it. I had laid them in a single line, and that does work. They will grow, and you get a whole lot of wood. I mean, you get as much as taking down a giant tree when you get this whole row going on. There's two problems, though. The first one is that some of those individual, even a small jungle tree, are very, very tall. So you kind of have to stair step up as you carve into those trunks to get that, which works, but it's kind of a pain. But the more serious problem is when you have a row of 13 saplings that have all grown into trees and you cut those all down, you don't get 13 saplings back, or at least in the times that I've tried, you don't, and that obviously is not sustainable long term. So what I switched it to, and this seems to work pretty well, is a couple of giant jungle trees. You could actually put these guys 2 blocks away from each other, so I could fit 3 of them on here. I've opted to just do 2 of them because they are pretty big, and I've got lots and lots of jungle wood. Officially, there are some of these leaves that'll fall into the ocean, so I could officially extend this. And this is why, by the way, I did the water channels the way I did, so that I could, if I wanted to, extend it additional blocks this way, rather than putting my source blocks on the end like I've seen in some other tree farm setups. Again, it works okay. I mean, I think it works good. Couple final comments. If you're going to take down, if everything's grown and you're going to take down the entire farm, don't wait until the very end to go and collect the stuff that's fallen into the collection spot, because some of that will despawn while you're up busy taking down your giant trees. Second thing is, as you can see, these are close enough here that some of these leaves touch. So if I'm just taking down my spruce beast, for example, I'm going to get a handful of these leaves just hanging around because they're touching the oak leaves. It's not the end of the world, but it's not clean and tidy. So if you've got the extra resources and you want to take the time, you could separate these another block and probably avoid that situation. So I definitely have reaped the benefits of my new farm here. It gives pretty good supply of wood of all different types, and that is the result. So now there's a few more projects I'm going to be embarking on to use some of this wood, and we'll take it from there. So thanks for watching.